Welcome one and all to a steamy summer scene in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We greet you from the campus of the University of Northern Kentucky, where match week 18 in MLS Next Pro comes in full color for a live tie in the Eastern Conference. Red Bull New York bring one of the division's gleaming offenses in for a road test today. FC Cincinnati 2 waiting for them, fresh from their first win in nearly 50 days, the match week gone by. Now, at odds with the sitting titleists here at home today. Howdy, folks. I'm Peyton Geller, and we will dig into the team news, starting with Sammy Castellanos and the bunch he's picked for FC Cincinnati 2. It will start out on paper as a 4-4-1-1, but expect a high degree of fluidity with a back three with the ball of Samson Lachakar and Noah Gasson. Gasson, one of two changes made from that win against Inter Miami 2, with Fabian Mrozek being the other coming in goal. Connor Dale exiting, as well as Ayub Lashar. Notably, a shorter bench today for FC Cincinnati 2 as several players are away with the senior team as they wind up to resume play in the MLS regular season after the exit from this World Cup window. For Red Bull New York 2, this is the bunch. For Dominic Wooler, we mentioned how good the offense has been. It's come from all over the place, but most recently, Dennis Nelic has been the one grabbing the headlines, a hat-trick in that 5-0 win against Philadelphia Union 2 last time out. He will set up on the left wing again to start today. Only a pair of changes as Christian Gallagher and Sean Battinger come into the squad today as Connor Falo and Mahir Jimenez exit. Gallagher will have that early role of leading the line and setting the tempo in the press for Red Bull 2. Just something to keep tabs on as he brings his quality into the front three. We're out to the live pictures now, ready to start up action here in the state of Kentucky. FC Cincinnati 2 and Red Bull New York 2. Center official today is Caitlin Townbridge, and she will commence proceedings. This FC Cincinnati 2 team coming off that 1-0 result against Inter Miami 2 prior to the goal that came in first half stoppage time, had failed to find the back of the net in 465 minutes, but Sammy Castellanos believes his bunch has the arrow pointing in the right direction, and it brought what was a good week of training preceding last week's match, that same kind of energy to this week. They will have a much stiffer test here, though, against a Red Bull team that has left no prisoners, a long line of destruction behind them, not only this season but last season, lifting silverware at the end. Overall on the year, 9 victories, 3 draws, only 4 losses, but they have been a little bit more gettable on the road this year. Only 3 wins compared to 2 draws and 2 losses for the New Yorkers when not playing in their friendly home confines. Back-to-back wins for Red Bull New York, having put 5 past both of those opponents, most recently, as mentioned, Philadelphia Union 2. Part of that had been stumbling a little bit, so they will be wide-eyed and more than ambitious to continue that good run of form. Set to be treated to a contrast of styles. FC Cincinnati 2 towards the bottom of the barrel in terms of all the possessional categories and the action areas in the attacking half. They like to sit, they like to break, utilize space. For Red Bull 2, they are up and at you. They will tilt the field in the most aggressive way they can, leading the league in possession so far to this point in the campaign. Once more, Peyton Geller here to bring you all the breadth and width of the 90 minutes to come and go as we set a light here in Northern Kentucky. FC Cincinnati 2, New York Red Bull 2. Roadside punching up at the upper reaches of the Eastern Conference table, trying to defend their title won a year ago. FC Cincinnati 2 starting to find the beat again, coming back to life after that win. Broke up a long successive losing streak. It's at the feet of the goalkeeper now. Tobias Shevsik, the one in net today. Much more possessionally dominant team. Red Bull New York made a big jump last year, up inside the top 10. The ball ownership categories. This season, it's gone to a whole different level, up from 53% to 58%. Top topping the division in that category. They marry that with a stout and stiff press. They'll show off here. Gallagher in pursuit as the ball is ushered away by Mrozek. Camden Spire puts a head in, and it's gobbled up in the mid-park. Down the line it goes. Now it does look like FC Cincinnati 2 may have made a late lineup change before kickoff. Cheku Niang was in the team sheet that we were given ahead of the match, but it looks like Matias Vasquez is the man in the middle to start things off. Niang was the author of the lone goal against Inter Miami 2 last week. Down the line and over touched. Down to play for a goal kick. Vasquez, teenager from Honduras. 1-1 goal in the year, making what is only his third start. He'll be flanked by Stefan Trilla and Jack Mize. Plenty dangerous men. In all areas, creative and otherwise. Shefsik. Confident strides out from the back in goal. Red Bull 2 filling their sails with wind for a moment, but it's been given away. Spire stepping in again. And although it was recovered by Matias Vasquez, he was offside. Up and over from Shefsik. That could be a useful ball. Well covered defensively. Grabbing hold of the second ball is Nate Worth, the captain. We had a wonderful campaign to this point. Back with the Red Bull program after a couple of years away, playing United Soccer League. Headed off course. Of course, Nate Worth broke through with Red Bull New York some years ago. Player in the estimation of his manager, Dominic Wooler, that maybe his greatest strength is that he just continues to play. Never really changes his level of intensity or confidence as that shot is raked wide. Free ball in the middle, taken down by Dennis Jankar. And here is the marquee man, brimming with confidence, Dennis Nelic. Paving a pass ahead, ball coming, overcooked. Now at the back post, looped back in. There's a chance for an early ignition for Red Bull 2, and it's still on. Worth again. It is a cacophony of chaos there for a moment for FC Cincinnati 2, but this is finally brought into check by Fabian Mrozek. It was a well-measured ball from Nate Worth. Fortunately for him, the man he was aiming at was unable to rise to the occasion. It's fallen through here. Nelic is onto it. It's come to Mrozek without incident. Alarm bells ringing inside the first 5 minutes for FC Cincinnati 2. That's a good ball in behind and on the run. It's Mize with space. The shot is without much fang. It came straight to Shefsik as the taker, Mize, looked as if he might be caught between or not to try and wrong foot the goalkeeper and send it back from where it came from, or bend the shot around him. Fireworks popping off early, though, on the heels of the 4th of July. Nelic. He's nearly given the ball away, but was able to acquit himself quite well. Goal kick to come. Shesick will walk it out. Knockdown is won by FC Cincinnati 2, and this is the area that they must be able to hold their water. Red Bull will send it long. Will test their ability to collect those second balls ahead of the press. Cincinnati can't. For a long day. Not thinking about that right now, though. Attacking ambitions on the mind of David Mosquera. He's won a corner. FC Cincinnati 2 have struggled for offense, one of the least proficient in the division this year, 28th in terms of goals per game in the league. That being said, just about 30% of their production has come from dead balls just like this. It's recovered by Leo Arena, team's leader in chances created at this point in the campaign. Outswinging corner to come. Without the big 6'4" frame of Chico Niang to aim at. See if that reshapes the approach. Ball in. It takes a skip. A second entry is scuffed away again. And Shesick lend any tension. Dennis Jankar, 2 assists last time out against Philadelphia Union 2. Can play a myriad of roles on the left or the right. This time layering one through for Nelic. Gets away from Gallagher. And he was offside on the initial entry ball. Nelic was anyway. Always testing and probing the last line of defense, this Red Bull outfit. That side was the wrong side of the line a moment ago, but always looking to find the last shoulder of the last man and open a game up that way. Did so with great effect in the second half, specifically against Union 2. It's just a focused training endeavor to try and defend those channel runs time and time again. Of course, we do know Red Bull are relentless in their DNA. It would be of a mighty help for Cincinnati 2 to find the early go-ahead as they land on the front foot 10 minutes in. Into some sacred space in the 18 before being cued out. More than once, these set-piece deliveries have landed inside the Red Bull 2 area. Might be another on here. That is better defending of the box. Pelted high and wide by Lachikar. And latching on to the second ball is Chirilla, who twists free of one. Camden Spire. And streaming out to David Mosquera. Mosquera, there was 2 Red Bull players contending with him, and that's where the letdown has been in the game of David Mosquera, the Colombian. End products not quite coming to fruition, which has been all too often a common refrain with him. That's the area that his manager, Sammy Castellanos, is optimistic that if he can put the pieces together in the last action, he could really take his step into the high reaches of the game. It is a balmy day Upwards of 83 degrees, feels like 85. We're expecting hydration breaks around the half-hour mark in the 70th minute or so. Mosquera again. Once more, he's met by two defenders. He takes them both on with no issue. Mosquera! Beaten away at the last. That was sumptuous stuff to split both Nelic and Jankar. Breezed by them before either defender knew exactly what had happened. Just a blur. Lachakar. Gasson. Searching out to the near touch line. Mosquera will arrive. Jankar in his face. This is Felix Sampson. And despite having to fight the sun to lay claim, it's ultimately pretty routine for Shefsik. This portion of the match is brought to you by First Financial Bank, the official bank of FC Cincinnati. Cincinnati cordoning the attacking portion of the field off, pressing in force. Red Bull able to pick the lock, and now Nate Worth has plenty of operating room. Dennis Nelic has a dance partner as well. Thudding touch from Gallagher. Joust breaking out. Who will hold the ball? The answer is Red Bull New York. Nate Worth dances away from Spire. Holds him in his hip pocket. A turn, a twist, a foul. It's been non-stop. Haven't really had to call the name Caitlin Townbridge, the center official, too often so far in the game. No question as to whether the result was going to lead to a free kick there or not, though. Red Bull were the highest scoring team in the league a year ago. 83 goals. They are on a similar footing so far this year. Bounding onto it, collecting the ricochet. FC Cincinnati 2, and they're out. Shefsik alive, Denny, quick reversal of field. Well, it's pretty remarkable what Dominic Wallert has been able to achieve in terms of an encore to what Michael Bradley set up as a standard a year ago for Red Bull. A lot of those players have made their name at the Major League Soccer level. Audrey Mametti, Julian Hall, the list goes on and on. Matthew Dos Santos. There was a lot of replacing to do. Red Bull have used a ton of players this year, 40 total. Yet, at no point have they looked anything other than like Red Bull New York, and that is a principal contender. Looks like a handball there, and that will be the call. Offenses come from pretty much all over. 14 separate goal scorers for the New Yorkers. Beyond that, 11 players with multiple goals. Dennis Nelic just took over as their leading light in that department last game, and that's because he hit 5 after scoring 3 against Philadelphia Union 2. They've just been a handful, and it's not been driven by one star man. It's been driven by a program that Cincinnati manager Sammy Castellanos knows all too well. Coming from the Red Bull school, said he was excited to welcome these guys into town, and it's not any extra fuel to the fire, but it is something to savor and wrap your arms around. Those who were formerly your co-workers, like a Dominic Wallert, several men on the staff for Red Bulls too, and celebrate what's been built. In the case of Castellanos, he's been working with players like Devin Cadigan since they were around 10 years old. So just in and of getting to see them on the opposite side of the line, there's something to be really excited about. Of course, Castellanos is always one that is not shy to smile. One of the most positive people you'll find in and around not only MLS Next Pro, but the game at large. Quite frankly, that's what's required to steer the ship through some of the adversity NFC Cincinnati 2 have endured in the early going this year. Just as a point of reference, they were with only 2 wins at the start of July. Last season ended up flipping the script, winning 7 of their final 14 or so games. Getting into the postseason, having got that win a week ago. They'll have every reason to use the year prior as a reference point for what is achievable. The result today would go a long way to lifting their confidence. A little bit casually given away there. Nate Worth scans the scene. No reason to go quickly. Jankar. Cutting tackle on Nelic will draw the attention of the referee. Foul call. FC Cincinnati 2 have had a bit of a red card problem this year, 4 of them total. Not saying that there's any threat of that right now, not in the slightest, but just something to stow away in the back of your mind. There's a bit of context framing this game. Red Bull New York have led the league in terms of fouls per match, around 17.5 per 90. Will be contentious, especially considering how much the Heat might make those legs a little bit heavier, make those tackles come in a little bit later. A well-worked passage of play, and now into the area go Red Bull. Nate Worth queuing up a shot. Sprawling save. Maybe a little bit for the cameras from Rozek, but job done. Read the bounce and parried wide for a corner. Nate Worth, again, exuding confidence when he makes up his mind. There will be no second thought. With as much runway as he had to line that up, he was always going to be in that shooting shape. Nonetheless, a good save from the goalkeeper and a corner kick. Outswinger. Right into the heart of the area. Came over the head of Nelic and is whacked all. Looks like by Gallagher. Still might be there. A bump in the box. Center official having none of it and swept out. Thundered into the channel for Jangar, who might just be in behind. Back across goal. 1-0. Red Bull roared down the field with a catastrophic counter for FC Cincinnati 2 and open up. Tidy finish in the face of goal. Jangar, coming off a match where he had a pair of assists, puts another to his account. And it's one of the easier ones of his season, unmarked at the back stick. Impact made. And despite some of the early gusto shown by FC Cincinnati 2, the reigning champs on the one that take charge. Goal credited to Sean Battinger, who did score last game against Philadelphia. free and clear and was riding easy all the way in. And it's work to do. FC Cincinnati 2. Brought it over the line as Mosquera was quick to try and get the goal right back. It's a corner kick. For a team that's hurt so desperately for offense, the longer that they go and chase here, the more pressure they'll feel. So if they can't fashion something from the corner, the value would be inestimable. Headed offline. Shuttled into the gap. Shefsick again reads the play. Extinguishes any threat before it can manifest. And it's been given away by Camden Spire. Red Bull rock out into the attack as is met well in defense. Looked like it was Gasson who was tracking that. Snappy passing, Nate Worth. Gallagher fails to make it stick. Goal scorer keeps it in circulation. Battinger. Almost all the play has come down this left-hand side so far. For Red Bull 2. Nate Worth always setting the temperature. Jankar and Worth is in behind on the 1-2. Able to reach it in time is Mrozek. That's been this near-sided triangle of Jankar, Worth, and Dennis Nelich, who caused almost all the problems for the Ohioan side. Just an effortless chemistry between those three. Jankar, who opened the scoring with one assist, might do it again here. What a party trick he has, opening the game up for Battinger, but the first touch, a little bit elusive for him. The flag never popped up for offside. See Cincinnati 2 need to find some foothold. Spire brought it through to Mosquera. Mize presenting an outfield run as Mosquera takes the invitation infield. Now wide. Jack Mize arrowing it across. It's cannoned away. Amar Sanchez saw the ball skip in a dangerous area and didn't want to take any risks. It's another corner here for FC Cincinnati 2. Only had 2 all game. Against Inter Miami 2, they've exceeded that tally just about halfway through this first half. Leo Orena once more casting his shadow over the ball. Spire with an attempt to pick up the pieces, and he fails that objective. Alarm bells are ringing. Good ball from Nelich. Grazing beyond the reach of the oncoming runner, Gallagher. He has possession confiscated. A tackle that stops the break, and that might be a caution. It was Amar Sanchez who popped out of line to answer the call. He will evade a booking. Should consider himself fortunate there as a promising attack. Looked a foot. This portion of the match is brought to you by Mercy Health, the official healthcare provider of FC Cincinnati. Searching ball back in for Mosquera. The flag is down. Calvary arriving in full chorus in the box. Mize. Mosquera again. toward the end line from Mize. Another corner.
FC Cincinnati 2, corner kick number 57, Leo Orellana.
Orellana will recover it. Hooked out. We'll do it again. Should be coming up on the water break here any moment now. I see Cincinnati 2 with intent to get one in under the belt. That's a useful ball. And it came high off the head and out of play. Red Bull on the break again. There they go. It's a 2v1. The goalkeeper's out. And it will hit the back of the net. Best efforts from Fabian Rojak. Not good enough, though. Undeniable, irresistible, blistering Red Bull play. It happens in a blink. And even with a touch from Rojak, Gallagher would not be denied. Christian Gallagher. That will be his 4th tally of the year. And that will bring us into the water break. So Red Bull win the second, and a combination that leaves a knock on FC Cincinnati 2, who have a big hill to climb throughout the remaining hour of this game. As for what has come in terms of the results, all the action popping off yesterday on July 4th, North Texas SC. That is a Goliath win over one of the league's best, St. Louis City 2. 3-0 the score there. Chattanooga FC getting past Inter Miami 2 by a factor of 1-0. Atlanta United 2 enjoying another strong campaign. Back in those playoff positions right now. Taking the result over Toronto. New York City FC 2 laying one on CT United 4-1. And elsewise, earlier this week on Wednesday, it was Minnesota United who fell to the hand of LAFC 2. That's how it's shaping up as the results start to become that much more important this time of year as the run-in looms large and beckons all comers. Nobody is quite out of the mix just yet. But for a team like FC Cincinnati 2, every 90 minutes comes with a greater degree of tension. As you know, the ground that must be made up to continue the season beyond the allotted amount of games on the schedule. A team like Red Bull flying so high, so much evidence to point to of what you're capable of in the first half. Just adds that extra degree of downhill momentum, if you will. We will resume play with the kickoff after the goal by Gallagher. What Sammy Castellanos was telling his bunch to lift their spirits a little bit here. Both these goals from Red Bull 2 have come so quickly in blinding fashion. Not necessarily against the grain, but it's not been like Red Bull have had firm control of the match. This, of course, is why they've been so dominant. They've added in that transitional aspect that they always have, but also on top of that are containing games with the ball and dominating areas in which a match is played. That had to come good for Gasson. He had several pressures right in his face, but he does break away. Left wide. Angling for the cross, now it comes in. Mosquera. Rolling it to the end line, bringing in the center back, Felix Sampson. Attracted a little bit too much attention from the Red Bull defense. Mize comes into close contact with Vasquez, and that's because he was tripped. Foul called. Ken Aspire wanted to play quickly, but the ball was nowhere near where the actual infraction took place. Nobody's home. How can FC Cincinnati 2 start to sustain momentum? Things have broke down before they could really get going every time that they've had a significant stretch with the ball. That's wonderful distribution by Shafsik. Red Bull right on their way again. Nate Worth. Jankar. One of those ways in which FC Cincinnati 2 might be able to hit back just a little bit is inviting Red Bull onto them. See if they can't snatch something on the counter, but it's a dangerous game to play. In the attacking proficiency of the opponent, showing that off in full. A second ball, a header, a save, and it's from the top shelf. Both in quality and in goal. Mrozek helping it over the bar. Had to sit and wait, knowing that a header was likely coming his way. Stayed on balance, reacted in the nick of time. Just notice here how he has to time up his jump with the actual headed effort from point blank. Can't anticipate anything. Ball could have gone anywhere. Holds his ground and gets it out for a corner. Probably would have been the knockout had it hit the back of his net. Darted back to the top of the box. Benny Rodriguez dispossessed. Is the break brewing? Full stretch running from Vasquez, and he's charged down by a brilliant tackle. Bettinger. Right back to him down the line. He's got the corner. He's got his man on a string. Peeling run in the box, a twist. And it looked like Benny Rodriguez was unable to get himself fully free there. Jankar. Earlier in this game was able to add on his 7th assist of the campaign. Jankar. Worth. Devin Cadigan. This portion of the match is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline partner of FC Cincinnati. Amazing run through all comers, buddy. Down in the box, referee points. What's the word? Is it a penalty or a free kick? There's a player down, and just based on the posture of all involved, it looks like it's going to be a free kick from as close to the 18 as possible. Camden Spire leaving a leg out. He is fortunate he's not conceded a penalty kick from 12 yards. That being said, even with it in this tight of a confine, Nate Worth is got plenty of aptitude to maybe get something on goal here, if that is his choice. One of those rare instances where you can use conventional wisdom to basically measure the 10 yards. The wall has to stand away. 18-yard box, providing the line in which this free kick will be taken. It looks like it does belong to Nate Worth, who goes towards goal and pelts it wide, narrowly so. Goalkeeper had set up his wall in a way that left the far stick open. And that needed to be on a needle point. Pretty good effort from Nate Worth, even though it is still 2-0. Another dominant performance in what is a long lineage of them, at least to date. For Red Bull 2, coming off back-to-back 5-0 wins. They've already put 2 in the bank here. Trilla flying the ball into the direction of Mosquera, and off a bounce, he'll take it in. Jangar is right there with him. Repossessed by Red Bull. Mosquera batters in with the tackle to try and get it back. He thought he won it clean. The referee has other ideas. Down by Gallagher. Dennis Nelich. Worth on the 1-2. It's flowing and it's free right now by Red Bull New York 2. Jangar infield. It is snapped upon. Rojak. The pullback is seen by the referee. Like she might reach for the pocket for a moment, but sees her better angels. Give the yellow card. It's a sharp tackle out there on the far flank. And a striding run from the wide area. Battinger, not sure that was the plan, but well, definitely wasn't. Handball is called. Jankar. Just a luxurious player as he marauds to the center of the park. Gets open the whole thing up. Nate Worth. Or that Benny Rodriguez. Stab through. It's a save. Off the studs of Mrozak at the crook of the 6-yard box. A corner coming. Red Bull training their attention on the target. This time within swing. Pumped back for now. Modello to Jengar to Worth. Tuning in across that Mrozek will read ahead of Battinger. Brought under the spell of David Mosquera. And we will get a yellow card there. Jengar rips him down, ends the break.
Your play goes to Devin Ford.
Yeah, well, we was out at the Blue Ash all last night. They had the 4th of July there. Yeah, so we was there all night. I had a hell of a time trying to find my way back home because that's my first time being out there.
Not much question in that.
Plus it was dark, and then they had a couple of traffic accidents, and traffic was all backed up. They was
Free kick.
traffic.
Array Arena.
Where I was at for a while.
Looming large. Script could flip.
And Westwood.
Just like that. If FC Cincinnati 2 can half the deficit before halftime.
I have a bad time getting out there because it was daylight. You know, I could
Ball in. It's a good one. Bouncing through and ultimately biteless as Shefsik. Wrap his hands around it. That could have been more for FC Cincinnati 2. Well pressed by Kevin Spire, who gets it right back. He's onside. He probably hurried himself a little bit too much. Two great chances for FC Cincinnati 2. Chirilla dismayed as he would have had a tap in if they had cut it back. It comes from excellent pressure. Terrific winning of the ball. Clever pass through from Mize. I know Trilla is upset, but there wasn't really much of an angle there past the recovering defender. Goalkeeper had tightened the corridor, back across goal enough, having come out of net. Advantage being played.
Yes.
Chirilla.
Now that one hurt.
Rip. Left
That
a
one
mark
hurt.
on the man who was brave enough to block it.
Give him some time. Time for a hydration break.
Yeah, that's smarts. You might need to see the training staff out here. The player is able to rise to his feet. I believe that was Jason Borey who put himself in harm's way. Make sure that the sheet stayed clean. Felix Sampson. Mosquera has lost the plot. Nelich is away. Just gracefully running down the line. Cincinnati do recover and get the ball back as we cross the line into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Well, that's a terrific ball across the bow. Jack Mize. What's he have in his box of tricks? A heavily hit ball that ultimately exits the field of play without incident. Final action is what is slipping through the fingertips of FC Cincinnati 2. They have been in the danger areas. They have caused a fright or two to their opponent. Even though they are chasing down a pair of goals, they have been far from a passenger in this first half. Jengar. Devin Cadigan deferring wide. Neymar Sanchez and Bori. Dominic Wooler applauding the composure in the face of pressure from FC Cincinnati 2. He has to be thrilled with how his team has played to this point in the game. Just calmly calculated, shifting through the gears and into the final third before it's stepped away by Mrozek. Jengar given away. This could be trouble. Important touch by Cadigan. Another gruesome tackle there in the middle. Spire, who was the author of it, putting a mark on Sean Baitinger. Temperature starting to turn up a little bit. That's going to be a last warning, you would imagine, for Camden Spire. Toss down the line and into the box. Again, up off the end line to meet it. There's Mrozek. Maybe one last go of it to try and get something out of this half for FC Cincinnati 2. Referee has seen enough, and we are at the break. The score, it falls in favor of Red Bull. 2 goals out in front here on the road, and FC Cincinnati 2 have a long way to look up. Again, at the break, our score is 2-0. Coming up in our halftime coverage highlights our holiday weekend schedule. But after the break, a Pride Month story on the importance of soccer and community. That's for you when we come back. Welcome back here to Northern Kentucky. And with June, last month being Pride Month, we take you to Cincinnati and superfan Mark Brockman on how he and his soccer community found each other. Take a look.
I'm Mark Brockman. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm an FC Cincinnati 2 supporter. I spend a lot of time paying attention to FC Cincinnati. The 2 team is ultimately just another outlet to get away and think about soccer for 90 minutes instead of whatever else is going on. I really enjoy the opportunity to come to the games, and the 2 team is so interesting because you can see young players and know, well, Andre Trilla debuted for this team last year at 16. Well, now he's starting for the first team, and he's one of the best ball progressors in the league. And you could have seen that last year at Scudamore. And I think that's a really cool experience, and I think there's something to be said for FCC fans who have never been to a 2 game. They don't know the highs and lows of MLS Next Pro, and there's nothing really like it to be around families and people, and you can hear everything on the field. And sometimes somebody's just going to rip a long shot, and it's going to go in, and the crowd's going to go wild, and you'll never see a replay. And you were there. You know, struggling with mental health and depression, it's really like a numbness and an apathy that gets to you. And for me, at least, it's what kind of ate away. I just didn't feel anything about anything. And FCC really provided me an outlet to feel again. And it was highs and lows and excitement and anger. And one of the first games I went to, we had a player allegedly bite somebody, and GB did not bite anybody. But, you know, it's controversy and it's emotion, and it's getting back to feeling things, not just being numb to the world. I think Pride Month is about community, and it's really important for me growing up. I didn't necessarily always see representation out in front of me. So growing up, I didn't know. I knew I was different, but I didn't know if it was okay. And I think Pride Month gives you a really good opportunity to get out there and be loud and proud. And it gives the younger generation an opportunity to see people living their lives as gay people or queer people. I think if there was something I was going to tell a kid or myself when I was in the closet younger, it's probably the most important thing in your life is going to be loving yourself. And if you love you, you're going to find people who will love you too. I mean, people told me it gets better and be yourself as a kid, and it always kind of sounds dumb and banal and cliche, but there really is something to be your authentic self, and you're going to do what you're passionate about and engage in your hobbies and things you're passionate about, and you will find a community that you enjoy and that loves you for who you are. Ultimately, being yourself is going to be more rewarding than being anybody else wants you to be. And just don't be afraid, because ultimately none of it matters.
My name is Nathaniel James. You can call me Natty James. I'm a striker / winger from Trinidad and Tobago. I grew up in a place called La Hoqueta, Rima. You know, I grew up on the east side of the island. I started in a club nearby named FC Santa Rosa, and that's where I started playing football. My father, he saw that I had like my shoes were always dirty after school and stuff, and when I came home one day, I was like, I want to start to play football, and he was like, you want to start to play football? So my father was actually the one who started like carrying me out on the field, started passing, kicking, running, teaching me running techniques, everything. Then he got me into football because he used to play as well. After that, I just started playing, and I've been playing ever since. I was in Jablote, and I was playing youth football there. So at that time, I got selected for the under-15 national team. At the time, I was just so happy just to play and just to be around this environment, and I was just so excited for my future and what I could do, and yeah, it's been going good so far. I remember actually getting called to train when I was 15 as well. So I was training with the national team since I was like 15, and then I made my professional debut when I was 18, and then I made my competitive debut when I was 19. It was against Jamaica in Jamaica. You know, I came on, played like 15 minutes. I was so nervous. It was good though, it was good. I came on, had some nice touches, played really well, played as a striker. And yeah, I enjoyed it. And my first competitive debut, I actually scored in it. You know, so I came on for like 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game, and scored the winning goal, and it was in a CONCACAF Nations League game. Yeah, it was one of the best feelings I've had in my life. When I was younger, I used to take a lot from different players. I think Messi and then Neymar were the two players that I would always look up to, like just watching football, because I was supported Barcelona when I was younger. And when I was like 15, like I started playing as like a cam, like a number 10, so I started watching like Dybala. And I wanted to be just like Dybala. I wanted to play like him, same left foot, same. I just wanted to move and play like him. So I think Dybala, you know, I already did my research, see what it was all about, not Texas or whatever. And then I had a meeting with Coach Gall. John, he gave me a call. It was like everything I ever wanted. He just told me about everything. He was like talking about the new stadium, Mansfield, showing me how good it's gonna be, the environment, and I just fell in love immediately. And I knew that I wanted to be here. I wanted to like put my best foot forward for this opportunity, and I've been trying my best. I've been giving my best every day, so I just want to continue that. From the first day I came here, I was like, I just want to play well, play good. I want to score, I want to assist, I want to help the team in any way possible, you know. So as of right now, my goal is just to help the team make playoffs and see how good we can do this season, see how far we can go, and I think we have a really good shot.
My name is Edouard Nice. I'm from Belgium. I'm 21 years old, playing offensive midfielder for North Texas SC. Started playing for my hometown, Royal Sport. There's not a lot of people in my hometown. It's not really like a sport town or anything like that. It's just like a village, like a small village club. I played there for like 5 years. Yeah, that's where I started playing soccer. Coming from semi-pro back home, never won any trophy, never did anything, and then going to Northeast and just, you know, talking with the coach before joining them. He was talking about trophy, winning a national championship, and that's what I wanted. That's why I joined them. And the first year we lost in the semi-final, and we came up close, losing 0 games, losing 1 game, and it was the game in the semi-final. And then the year we came back, we won it all. So first big trophy for the college as well, first national championship, and it meant a lot to me. Yeah.
Dallas selects number 306 Edouard Nice from University of Illinois.
No, it was crazy. I mean, I was sitting with my whole family on the couch in my house, and even my best friend from back home, and I just wanted to hear my name, you know. Thought that was the moment for me, and it happened. So I was really happy. And one of my goals coming to America as well was getting drafted, as well as going Division 1. And just that happening was like surreal. I couldn't believe it in a sense, because, you know, going from hometown club, village, playing 6 years there, then playing semi-professional, you don't expect yourself 3 years later to get called in the MLS Super Draft and signing professional for FC Dallas. For this season, I would say, yeah, I want to be obviously the MVP of the league. That would be a good goal of mine. You know, I mean, everything possible, you know, like winning the Golden Boot, everything, like. But at the end of the day, I just want to win a trophy with North Texas. I know they won one in 2024, and I want to win one again. You know, I want to give my teammates the best like effort from me on the field, and just like they can look up to me and be like, yeah, this guy is like trying his hardest, and we want to work for him at the same time, and just help the team winning trophies.
Good stuff there. Checking in on all the sights and sounds from around the league. As for what has been going on Wednesday, North Texas had its ribbon cutting ceremony. First official practice at the new Texas Health Mansfield Stadium with a capacity of over 7,000. Mansfield Stadium sits on 250 acres of the Stable Entertainment District and was the FIFA World Cup base of operations for Czechia last month. Stadium opens for soccer this weekend. Our score here in our match is 2-0 at the break, as we get a chance to take in all the pictures from this event for North Texas and the opportunity for this league to grow. So crucial to have things like this happening and these stadium developments taking full shape. Now a chance to take a look at the highlights from the match that we've had today, where Red Bull New York have been right out in front, hitting that front foot from the opening bell. getting that goal early. They have not looked back. From that point on, Sean Baitinger adding that moment of inspiration, but before that would be FC Cincinnati 2, who would have the opening exchange, a drag-back shot from Jack Mize that ultimately did not trouble the goalkeeper all too much. And as Red Bull would continue to bear down on goal, would have this moment of opportunity. Nate Worth striking one from the top of the area. Then would be the opener for Sean Baitinger, as it would work from left to right, up and down. Jenkar in behind, tunes his delivery back across the goal mouth to be prodded home by Baitinger at point blank. Back-to-back games now in which he has put himself on the score sheet. And a forward focus from that moment on for Red Bull would propel them onto the break. It would be hit by the glove of the goalkeeper, but not enough to keep it out off the foot of Christian Gallagher. 2-0. Red Bull would not be done with moments of opportunity for the half, as curling back across goal and requiring a save from Rozak. A couple more moments in this. FC Cincinnati 2 down the stretch, but without that real chance to sink their teeth into. They've missed a couple of opportunities in front of goal. Every angle of this game suggests that they might be able to get back in it. They just need one. They're down by 2 at the break. The second half is coming up. We return in Northern Kentucky.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud, don't worry about what next. Just know we got now, oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Half number 2 here on the way, here in Northern Kentucky. FC Cincinnati 2 and Red Bull New York 2 engaged in a position in where the game has thoroughly slanted to the roadside. A pair of goals by different authors. Christian Gallagher, Sean Baitinger has extended an early lead in favor of the New Yorkers. That is where we sit, 2-0. As we trade ends of the field, once more on Peyton Gallagher. We are in match week 18 here in MLS Next Pro, and under sweltering sun will be FC Cincinnati compelled to stage the comeback at home. Steering out in the center of the back 3, it's Sammy Lachikar. who lasers a ball down the line. Charlie Holmes put himself amongst it, but couldn't put anything into the area of real menace. And it wouldn't have mattered anyway. The flag is up. Appears that both teams come out of the dressing room unchanged. Shevsik dicing with danger there, but coolly working out. Our Red Bull just taunting that press of Stefan Trilla. FC Cincinnati 2. Gasson. Spire. In contentious space, runs into Baitinger. Kept by FC Cincinnati 2. Spire. Player that is coming off a marvelous performance by Inter Miami 2. Won so many duels, so many second balls, and talking with Sammy Castellanos ahead of this match, something that they've been waiting for was Spire, who had been going through a bit of a rough patch as a young player, stepping up to the level this season. So important to gain the confidence that comes from having a match in which things just go well for you. Man down in the area, and the referee has thrown a lifeline to FC Cincinnati 2. Jack Mize drawing the contact. The foxy intuition to sense that stabbing on his lower leg and go down. Just got clipped, tangled up. There's not a ton in that, but Jason Bore did deprive the attacking player of a chance to play the ball, even if the tangle was incidental. It will be a penalty kick. And it looks like it belongs to their leading goal scorer, Stefan Trilla. 4 on the campaign today. Boy, do they need him now. FC Cincinnati 2 need it. Stefan Trilla can give it. Up to the ball with a strike. The deficit is turned in half. Right out of the blocks and right what they needed. The Ohioans are back in the game. Number 5 for Steph Trilla. Shevsik was not a contestant in the fate of that delivery. They hadn't done much in terms of creativity, but that will work all the same for FC Cincinnati 2, and it is game on. Swooping over the top. It might just about stick up. It does. Right back in and thrust away. Aymar Modelo. Baitinger for company. The opening goal scorer at the end line. Modelo gets himself free and clear. Baitinger left too much of the ball in the path of Lachakar. Rather than actually Gasson. On the prowl, FC Cincinnati 2. It was Trilla who was starting to make a bow-shaped run in behind, but the ball was played too early. And Red Bull 2 not resting on any laurels. It's Christian Gallagher floating to the back post. The first touch is a little bit too heavy. Bori Nate Worth. Wriggling towards the top of the area. Actually wasn't Worth over there. Got that touch. It was Jengar. Amor Sanchez. This is Nate Worth. Got a full lease on life, able to go where he pleases, and despite a feathery delivery, he's going to link up with anybody there. Goalkeeper's onto it, Mrozek. Gasson quickly pressed upon by Worth into the middle. Those switch balls, those out balls went Red Bull 2 start to compress the field. That's when they can open the game. FC Cincinnati 2. They are here. Mosquera with pace. Pushed down. We hard pressed to get a second penalty that quickly. And it will be a goal kick. One of the fastest players in the whole division, David Mosquera, showing off the wheels, getting in behind. Flipped centrally. Spire, another crushing tackle. Nearly uprooted the ball, and now he does get it. Even the ref, or even, rather I should say Dominic Woolert, applauding the effort. Gasson. Lachakar. Mrozek. It's always a daunting endeavor to try and find a way through this press, but Lachakar's doing pretty well here. Rainbowing over the top. They were scouting in for Charlie Holmes. Back from Mrozek. Little burst here on an FC Cincinnati 2, showing some life after scoring the penalty inside the first 3 minutes of this half. Decision is foul. Side to side, using much more width in this half so far. FC Cincinnati 2. Right up. Swiveling wide and passing the play to the far touchline is Trilla. Mosquera now. Low progress. FC Cincinnati 2 moving away from their own goal and toward the attacking target. Right on cue, they've given the ball away, and Red Bull 2 have numbers if they go quick. Christian Gallagher couldn't get the engine fully engaged. A wedge shot for Chirilla, who's dropping deeper and deeper to get access to where the match is happening. Looks like Nathan Gray is getting final instructions down there by the midfield stripe. In the meantime, it's Mosquera who left the ball behind him and left a leg out. No foul call. It will be recovered by Spire. It was one bounce away from being real danger. Red Bulls 2 get off the hook. Now Gallagher dicing by 1-2 and drawing the contact on the third tackle attempt, and that will be a yellow. Shown to Lachakar. Substitution comes. End of the line for Jack Mize, and Nathan Gray will be introduced. Only the second appearance of the year for him. Speedy wide man from the state of Georgia. And there's a Red Bull player down. All the big moments today have come in the transitional phase as we get a look back at the yellow card tackle. Nobody's going to take issue with that. Anytime there's a player on his way like that, you yank him down, you're likely to have the name taken. And it's not the hydration break, but there is a player ailing on the Red Bull side. Hard to tell precisely who that is through the thicket of teammates, but I believe it's Christian Gallagher. And it is an excruciating environment in terms of the heat, requesting a lot of all these players, especially with the intensity that Red Bull like to play at. You have to match it if you're an opponent. Making things awfully difficult from the stamina perspective as the game goes on and on. All this should be chalked back in for stoppage time. And again, this is not the hydration break. We should have that happening here in about a quarter hour. And with the moment of pause, an opportunity for Dominic Wohlert to make a pair of changes. It's going to be Joshua Munson coming into the game, as well as Paul Sokolov. Sokolov did score last game against Philadelphia Union 2. Munson, a 17-year-old defender, will add his force of character into the game. It is Gallagher who is nursing the knock, and that will be his last action in the match, it looks like. We'll see how that changes things, because Sokolov is more of a naturalized midfielder than he is a striker. 3 goals for him on the year. Just based on his positioning from the outset, it does appear that it will be a reorganization of the front line. Baitinger moving into the middle, getting a sniff of the ball, hitting it high. Sokolov heads it down. Well tackled by Aymar Modelo, and as the challenge comes in, a foul will be called. It was Benny Rodriguez who's up amongst it. There is an incident in the area. And a ruling to be leveled. Red Bull player still down. Looks like the word is free kick. That's the second time that's happened here in this game. Just right on the line. And the player's still down. Two-1 game. Only 1 goal in the half coming from the penalty spot the other way. FC Cincinnati 2. And there's still a Red Bull player being tended to. At the hour mark, we're going to have a mountain of stoppage time. It is going to be a free kick. And this typically would belong to Nate Worth. Saw him try from similar distance earlier in the game. He is one of the contestants there around scene of the crime. Also, it would appear that Amar Sanchez is lining up in addition. Light turns green. Here comes the free kick. Through the wall! And screaming high. That was fizzed. The ball glowing like hot iron as it comes back down to earth. Man, he gave that the lot. And it's just a narrow dodge in the end by FC Cincinnati 2. If that's on target, no goalkeeper in the world is saving it. And with Dennis Nelich still nursing the injury, it's down to 10 men for the time being. For Red Bull 2, Chirilla cruising into the attacking half. He's going to have a throw-in in hands after the tackle. This portion of the match is brought to you by Ball & Gainer, the official wealth management partner of FC Cincinnati. Sloping toward the FC Cincinnati 2 half, and before anything can come of that, foul is called. And pretty start and stop in this half because of injuries and the like. The other side has really gone forward and grabbed it, set the terms and conditions of play, even with the penalty goal for FC Cincinnati 2 in the period. Shevsik. Into a danger area. It looks like it was on its way through. It still might be. Chirilla was lurking inside the penalty area. It's slashed away for a corner kick. At a glance, it looked like Matias Vasquez stepped in the way of a ball that was heading towards its target with eyes. On a through effort that would have sent an SC Cincinnati 2 player in one-on-one. Nonetheless, it's still a corner. Cometh the 65th minute. Reyna. That one just kept rising all the way over goal, and it's still on for Chirilla. Churning into the box. There's a player down. There's another player down with Shevsik. Hit hard as he went for the ball. And play is stopped again. Visios brought on immediately because of a potential head injury, it would appear. Just two Red Bull players landing right on top of each other. Anytime there's any question of a head injury, there must be a proper evaluation. That's what's taking place right now. This is already our third injury stoppage of the half. Does look like the wounded man is all right enough. FC Cincinnati 2 have only made the one change. New York, rather I should say Red Bull New York 2 have made a pair. this trajectory, you could easily expect double-digit stoppage time. There's going to be at least another 3 minutes for a hydration break. That should be coming in the next 4 or 5 minutes. The injured player was Nate Worth. And it will recommence with a drop ball. Spire. He has been massively enthralling in this first half. Second half, I should say. As the ball is sped away by Red Bull New York, and they beam forward on the break. Unable to supply Nate Worth, who had rejoined the play, was Nelich. It's in conflict there between the two teams for a moment. Wrangled by Red Bull. Amar Sanchez. Lovely ball in behind. Mrozek is there. He put himself right where he needed to be, as it looked like Benny Rodriguez was well on his way. Well, won by Devin Cadigan and capped by Benny Rodriguez, who has made the move wide. Searching over the top, needed a better touch from Trilla. Well defended by Sanchez. Now, Imar Modelo was not on the same page as the out-slicing run from Baitinger. Trilla off the back heel. Cheap giveaway. Modelo. Rodriguez, Baitinger, not in tight enough combination. Now Mosquera seeing an outlaying run. Driving away down the far side, in toward the middle. Still coming, shots fired in. And smacked down by Shefsik. Best attacking look of the half for FC Cincinnati 2. It was Vasquez who bounced off a series of tackles for striking up an effort. We've come to the 70th minute. Next stoppage likely to be the hydration break. Shefsik tempting the press again. And it's crushed out of touch. Well, we're not going to take the hydro break here. Toss back in. This portion of the match is brought to you by Skyline Chili, the official partner of FC Cincinnati. Chirilla onto it, attaching himself. Chirilla just caught enough of the side of target to let loose. Shefsik down to his left to make the save. A little bit relaxed there defensively from Amar Sanchez, who showed him a whole portion of the goal. Maybe trying to push him wide. As a defender, your job in that moment in play is to try and make the attacking player declare direction. Sanchez had shaped his body up to do exactly that, but in doing so opened up good view of target. Spire will send it out of play for a throw. Well, that's good. Driving and slaloming and losing the ball now. And left behind Rodriguez. Sanchez, Rodriguez, and Modelo. And Rodriguez again. Oh, that's wonderful play. In at the top of the box, a bump. No penalty. It was shoulder to shoulder, says the referee. And now Chirilla. Whistle comes. Gasson's hemmed in by Batinger. Back to Mrozek. Felix Sampson. Corralled by Shefsick. Really promising half so far from FC Cincinnati 2. Not only have they gotten the goal back, but no real chances to report for Red Bull. A fabulous tackle and taking hold of the ball. FC Cincinnati 2 and coming forward with menace. Shuffling in, turned wide toward Chirilla. Modelo hurdles it away. FC Cincinnati 2 are compelled to keep on knocking the ball around, and really we're seeing some of their best play in possession so far in the game. That's all come because Chirilla has taken it upon himself to inject himself into the play. Involved more and more even in the deeper regions of the field. Kind of woke up the moment his penalty strike hit Pater, Stefan Chirilla. We will get two more substitutions here. Malik Odeyinka coming on, a 20-year-old forward from Nigeria. He'll be joined in tandem by Eric Londano. That's it for Dennis Nelic, who will not follow up his hat trick last game with any more in the goal scoring department. So only one more substitution available for Red Bull. They made 4 in 2 instances. Play resumes. You know, if they are going to take a second half hydration break, it kind of has to happen at the next stoppage. Now past the 75th minute and into the final quarter hour. Gasson was put in an uncomfortable place, but was able to work it out and at least alleviate the tension, getting the ball downfield. And now we do take the hydration break. So play stops. And if you are to isolate almost mini games over the course of certain patches of play, it is FC Cincinnati 2 that are winning this quarter of the contest. It was 2-0 at the break. Red Bull have looked a lot less attackingly fervent in this half of play. As we got a peek at the upcoming schedule in and around the division for what is in store over the course of the next match week. Starting off on Tuesday in the Western Conference, San Jose Earthquakes 2 up against Sporting Kansas City 2, as well as the Whitecaps and Ventura County. Then the full spread on Saturday. Real Monarchs and Whitecaps. Busy week aside from Canada coming up. That's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on July 11th. Elsewise, in the West, a big matchup between two of its principal contenders, St. Louis City 2 and Houston Dynamo 2. Been two of the best all-around outfits in the whole division this year. Speaking of which, Crown Legacy up against another New York team in NYCFC 2. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. Again on Saturday. Plenty of good stuff in store, in and across. MLS Next Pro up next for Red Bulls 2, an away date at Chicago Fire 2. That's on Sunday, July 12th. I would really love to make this homestand one in which they picked up points from every game. They could absolutely do that heading into the home stretch. Say the final quarter hour coming out of the hydration break, but really it's about the final 25 minutes, given the amount of injury stoppage that's happened. We are going to get a substitution, it looks like, and it is the player that was supposed to start today, according to the lineup card. Cheku Niang coming in and replacing Matias Vasquez. So this is a danger man from Dakar, Senegal. Big, burly 19-year-old forward. Scored last game. Second leading scorer on the year, now chasing Stefan Trollo's 5 goal. He's got 3 of his own. If there is a player that could be the point of difference, no reason why he might not be. Again, the graphic there, a little bit misleading. It was Niang that came on. He was supposed to start this game, but a last-second change put Vasquez into the lineup. Succession of headers. Trilla down, off the chest, still in the air. Series of stab guys who gets busy. Wide for Modelo. Imar Modelo. Eric Londano. It does seem as if Red Bull are seeing the game out in something that resembles something more close to a back three. Munson on the left side and Londano on the near. It's going to trickle away, head towards goal. Oh my goodness, what's just happened there? It's 2-2. Make it make sense. It was harmless, and then serious damage was done before anybody could be the wiser. Londano on the back pass, and the goalkeeper just fell down. Oh, it's nightmare fuel. Hard to say if anybody was a direct culprit there. Shevchik was coming out to deal with anything that could have leaked through and sweep it up. Londano hit it a little bit hard. And before the goalkeeper could readjust to the flight of the ball, he was already on his backside, watching it go past him. If anything, you give credit to Cheku Niang for his pursuit that applied the pressure, forced Londano to hit it with too much strength. Make sense of that. It's 2-2. FC Cincinnati 2 will absolutely take it. But Red Bull not willing, I should say, to just let it lie. Ball in off a bounce. It was falling right into the path of an oncoming Red Bull player, and it's pushed out of play for a corner. This portion of the match is brought to you by Ohio Cat, the official partner of FC Cincinnati. And one thing is for sure, the home side have absolutely excavated a 2-0 deficit. It looks pretty bleak for them at halftime, but somehow at this stage, now level. Corner coming for Nate Worth. It's dangerous. It's delivered away from any threat. Turning the corner and toward the end line. Red Bull engaging the thrusters once more. They thought they were home and hose, free and clear. 2 goals to the good, enjoying their play. Hadn't really surrendered an actual chance all game, but after a penalty and a grievous Eric Londano back pass, it's all gone pear-shaped so quickly. The serving of stoppage time will be massive. There's time enough for a winner to emerge. Does look like Landon Bourne is getting ready for FC Cincinnati too. Nearly given away. Gasson gets ahead on it. It's going to score through nonetheless. Benny Rodriguez. Toward the end line, the cutback coming, but play stopped for offside. And it will be a window for the substitution. Sammy Lachikar coming off in the middle of the back three. And incoming Landon Bourne. So that will shuffle things, and as FC Cincinnati 2, their back line come under examination here at the end. Red Bull will push on to try and find a winner. They make a change in the middle of it. Good tackle there from Gasson. Yang was in the vicinity. Red Bull had to stay tidy with the ball. They did. Sloping in behind. The flag's going to pop up straight away. Modelo beyond the last man. Game coming to its natural conclusion in a 2-2 contest. Headed back towards Shafsik, and this time he will handle it. Funneled in over the top. That's going to work out. Nate Worth. Don't know if that was the intention when the ball was released, but it worked out quite well. Top of the box now. Rodriguez on the roulette. Showed so much of the ball to Gasson, who popped out of the back three and ushered it away. Still there for Red Bull 2 as they press on for a winner. Classy passing through tight areas, but one away by FC Cincinnati 2 and sprayed to this near touchline for Trilla. He's got Niang in the middle. Can he pick him out? Step overs from Trilla. who goes by his man and gets the finish all wrong. It was shaping up for Cirillo to put his name up in lights. Finish left something to the imagination. The match starting to really lose any shape or form. Just becoming about willpower here at the ends. Another long ball. Montano will see it out. Into the middle, Shefsick a little late to react, but he does ultimately find a way to get on top of it. Munson. All the way back, you hear Sammy Castellanos calling out up, 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 trying to get his line as far off the field as he can and make things more tenuous at the back for Red Bull. Maybe leaving them a little bit exposed on the other end. Rodriguez taking it down quite well. It's been a really good game for the center back, Noah Gasson. He throws in another tackle and wins the foul. Up for grabs and playing for keeps there, Red Bull. Don't keep it very long, though. It's with Cirillo, who's ventured into the middle. Plowing ahead. Mosquera, the cutback. Acres of space. They can't get a shot, though. Been a theme all night long. FC Cincinnati 2, they got their goals from a penalty and an error. It's not like the chances have been there for them, and that's going to be an immediate yellow card. Mosquera, the one who threw himself in, put a harsh tackle on his opponent. No real intent to play the ball here. I'm not sure what he was thinking he was doing. He's fortunate it's only a yellow card. Always difficult to justify violent conduct, which an instance does not see a player go in for a tackle with their feet. That being said, it was pretty violent. Only 7 minutes of stoppage time. The injury stoppages, there were 3 of them in the half. And then on top of that, the hydration break, which was about 3 minutes. A little bit light. Nonetheless, there is still plenty of time in it for either side to set themselves apart. Spire, a necessary poke, but it's not been done away with. Landon Bourne at least gets it wide for a throw. On this heading, we are going to penalties at the end of this thing. Was there a delaying of the restart? It will be a throw-in for FC Cincinnati 2. There was a little shove there again by Mosquera. There was a throw for Red Bull, but I think it took them too long there to get it back in play, and it traded hands to Cincinnati. No question as to who put it out of play. It was absolutely defender Landon Bourne. Niang got a bite. Nothing beyond that. Sanchez scooping it into a pretty wide open channel. It's attended to at the back by Sampson. Out for a throw. Red Bull can go quick here. Struggling to get numbers in toward the top of the 18. Cat again. Goalkeeper unbothered. Takes it with a chested touch. Spire. Two goals in the first half for Red Bull, 2 goals in the second half for FC Cincinnati, 2, an own goal and a penalty kick, but they'll take it none the same. Reflected wide for Nate Worth. Is there still something in this? Worth keeps it on. Picks out a free man at the top of the box. Cadigan infield. And a screwing effort over the top. Tick, tick, tick. You get the sense that FC Cincinnati 2 would be content to get this to penalties and get their point. Would have higher value for them than it would for Red Bull, although they do all end up mattering in the last accounting of things at the end of the season. Red Bull firmly above the playoff line and really aiming up at the top spot. Crown Legacy and them neck and neck. FC Cincinnati 2 in their position. That single point would bring them a little bit closer to the playoff line. Make it back-to-back games where they've averted losses after that extended losing streak. Having lost the 6 prior to the match before Inter Miami 2 a week ago. Funneled back in for Trilla. Trilla again. The long throw being prepared into the final 2 or so minutes. I see Cincinnati 2 sniffing out maybe a chance to go win this thing. Off the head of Niang. Not a good enough clearance to get it past Stefan Trilla. Still Trilla. And he's won the whistle. Free kick. They will take their time prepping this. Trying to make sure they're as close to the final kick of the game as possible on their own terms, FC Cincinnati 2. Why leave a chance for Red Bull to break if you can avoid it? It's going to be Oreo Reina. In the final bend of a match that has gone back and then forth. Oreo Reina in at the back post, across goal and over. It was there. Not one but 2 bites at the cherry. And FC Cincinnati 2 unable to get it on frame. Oreo Reina, it was a swooning dove of a ball. As the runner got free, that was Charlie Holmes. Landed right in his path and right back the other way. Goal kick. Time enough for one final push. This would be the first draw of the season for FC Cincinnati, too, if it is to take. And we head to penalties. It was in firm control for Red Bull 2, but they let it slip through their fingertips. A penalty in the first couple of moments of the second half, and then an own goal of the wildest variety on a back pass from midfield. And it will be separated with kicks from the mark. The shootout coming up, 2-2 at the end of regular time.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
We're on to penalties, and nobody would have guessed precisely how we arrived here, especially after how it started. This would be the opening goal. Dennis Jangar getting one across frame in a snappy transition, laying one off. Be stuck home by Sean Baitinger. It would be almost a mirrored image on the other side. A breakthrough ball. Christian Gallagher in 1v1. Despite a touch, the goalkeeper Mrozak would fumble in across the line. Red Bull 2, who have topped the table and won the title a year ago, we're well out in front of FC Cincinnati 2 here on the road, but a penalty gave the Ohio side a chance to carve a way back into the game. First step would be taken by Stefan Trilla in the early going in the second half. Tucked home with conviction. FC Cincinnati 2 continuing on in their journey. They wouldn't create the goal directly. Pressure from Cheku Niang would force an error out of an instance. Modelo, Aymar Modelo on a back pass. Goalkeeper falling down. Tobias Shevsik, and here we are in the shootout. Now, all 4 goals were scored in the opposite goal than the one the shootout will occur into. Probably an omen of nothing, but we'll see. The first taker will be the man who scored the only goal scored by FC Cincinnati 2 in the game. That will be Stefan Trilla. Again, this is the first shootout of the year for FC Cincinnati 2, who drew just about every game a year ago and won all the shootouts. See if that trend carries on into this season. Up for it's Trilla, who's airmailed it. Oh no. He did his job in regular time. He doesn't in the penalty kick shootout. That never had a chance. Shevsik went the wrong way. A nauseating miss, though, for a player that has made it his business to score from the spot. And will be Nate Worth that takes the other way for Red Bull 2, their captain. Rojek is his obstacle. Up to it. Nate Worth tucks it in. That's a perfect penalty. And the edge lies with the roadside. Just a pass into the bottom corner, and anything within that foot-wide margin of the post is likely to strike the heart of the opponent from the penalty spot. That is the case there. Oreo Reyna up for FC Cincinnati 2, and they need to make up some grounds. Missed the first 2 penalties in a shootout, all but a death sentence. Shevsik lying in wait. Oreo Reyna, a pausation before just playing it in so smooth. That is nasty work. And Shevsik declared his direction. It's a bit of a party trick, but it's well rehearsed and well executed. So it's 1-1, at least for now. Level after 90 and level in the shootout. See if Benny Rodriguez has anything to say about that. Rodriguez saved by Mrozek. And we are right back where we started this shootout. Even 1-1. Rodriguez, a winding run. It was at a savable height, even if it was tucked away toward the post. Mrozek did what needed to be done. Cheku Niang will be the taker for FC Cincinnati 2, it appears. The big man who created the extra tension that forced the error out of Aimar Modelo to get it to 2-2. Second half substitute. Stepping up is Niang. He has a word for the keeper as his shot passes him by. And FC Cincinnati 2 for the first time in this penalty shootout. Grab the edge. And now the pressure falls on the roadside Red Bull. It will be Sean Baitinger who scored the opener. That feels like a lifetime ago now. The ball not set quite on the actual penalty spot. You are allowed to set it anywhere as long as it is touching that white dot. Baitinger! Oh, it looked like it was saved. Goalkeeper got 2 hands on it and almost volleyball set it back into the ground. Everything right, aside from keeping the ball out. And it's 2-2 again. Certainly a silent prayer of relief from Baitinger on his way back to join up with his teammates at midfield. It is David Mosquera now, the Colombian, who did a lot of running up and down the line. Mosquera bends his run up, and once Shevsik had sent himself in one direction, he put the ball in the opposite one. Shevsik has dove early on a couple of these. Just see how he leaves his feet as Mosquera takes that last stride up to the ball. And it is once more a nose in front for FC Cincinnati 2. Now Mrozek nearly had the save on the last attempt from Red Bull New York. He had the save on the one before that. He is certainly intense to make things precarious for Aimar Modelo, whose bad back pass resulted in the own goal that got us here. Is there any degree of atonement for Modelo? No, there's not. It's saved. It's Mrozek. It's 3-2 to Cincinnati. Three successive penalties in which Mrozek has gone the right way and gotten gloves to it. This time he does keep it out. FC Cincinnati 2 can end it right here. Charlie Holmes. Charlie Holmes to bring Cincinnati home. It's saved! Shefcik keeps it out. My word, what a stop from the keeper. Again, at that savable height. And although the accuracy was there in terms of its proximity to the post, the goalkeeper able to rise to the occasion and at least give Red Bull one more chance. Devin Cadigan, who spent his days in the academy being coached, developed by FC Cincinnati 2 manager Sammy Castellanos, compelled to score. Mrozek the wrong way and rolled in, and we are square again. Into sudden death. Red Bull were on the verge, hanging on to the final threads. They kept their cool, and they've come back. Never a question as to the result once the dive had taken place. We are even. Excruciating emotional endeavor in the shootout. It's Felix Sampson. Sampson gives it a pop and deposits into the top corner. A captain strike. And in sudden death, FC Cincinnati 2. Certainly alive. Now it falls to Red Bull again to reach into the fire and grab it. Joshua Munson, a 17-year-old defender, substituted in the second half. Mrozek has saved 2. He should have saved 3. Munson, easy enough. And on we go into the 7th round. 2-2 after 90, 4-4 on penalties. What else do you say about that? About as relaxed as a penalty try in these kind of conditions can be. Nathan Gray, the next taker. Round 7. Training blows from 12 yards. Nathan Gray. He put it right down the middle with the Panenka. A straightaway run up. Shaped his body as if he were to wrap his foot around the ball and try and place it side netting. The last second, instead, elected to go with the laces. Brilliant technique. Paul Sokolov, the next man on the list. Mosek has gone the wrong way the last 2 tries. All they need is 1 save. Sokolov lifts it high. FC Cincinnati 2 come from behind and make sure to get something extra. Almost a carbon copy of the first penalty in the shootout by Stefan Trilla. Bookended by high flyers over the net. And FC Cincinnati 2 are going to get multiple points from consecutive games. They've lost 6 in a row. They picked up 5 points over the last 7 days. And this time they do it against one of the league's very best. They were down and out. 2 goals behind. This penalty, though, got them right back into it. A long throw that proceeded. Now that crossed the bounds of what was legal. That set up Stefan Trilla, who in this single action secured Ardita's man of the match. Despite missing the penalty in the shootout, his teammates would have his back and get what was ultimately thirsted for FC Cincinnati 2 in this game. Sammy Castellanos has his team on the up. Extra 2 points coming back to the state of Ohio. It took plenty of rounds, and after a 2-2 final score and a shootout, it is FC Cincinnati 2 who smile the widest. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast group, folks, I've been Peyton Gallagher. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. But for now, from Northern Kentucky, happy trails. We'll talk to you soon. Good night.